Hello, everyone. So, just a quick note, I'm all natural. I don't wear makeup, I don't wear foundation, but my nails, it took me months to finally decide to stop getting them done. And I have the unfortunate experience of half my nail being acrylic and half being natural. It was the hardest decision of my life. So, if you see me talking like this or this, I am merely hiding my nails. That's all I
And the
needed to
great thing
share.
is, Lily, honestly, when you're this big, we can't see you anyway. So it's
That's so true. Okay. Saved by the camera. In a former life, still, I've consulted internationally. I've been a coach for a lot of people. My style is always fun and interactive. So I'm going to need you guys to type in the chats and interact with me.
we're actually assuming that all of these beautiful people here are definitely going to be inspired and excited right through this whole presentation.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Lily Wang. I've worked internationally, traveled to 30 countries. At one point, I was in medical school, realized it wasn't for me, left. I was six figures in debt, slept in a car that I had to rent, started over. Then I got Lyme disease. I was bedbound as of Christmas this past year. How many of you have health goals, health challenges? Whether you've been sick and need to get better or you're really healthy, you deserve more, you deserve the best, and want to stay really healthy. These patches, that's why I want to talk to you about them. They've been absolutely life-changing. And my clients and my friends know I would never talk about products otherwise. Never. But in March, after starting these patches and experiencing the change that they made for me, after I had spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, my health just kept getting worse, right? Hence being bedbound by Christmas of this past year. And it was really finally the patches in March that actually gave me a turnaround. So I am beyond passionate about this, and I'm so excited you're here. And I want to quickly introduce Sandra. Sandra is someone who, A, she looks really amazing. I won't say your age, Sandra, but frankly, you just look so amazing and in such a good way. Sandra has helped hundreds of people. She's helped even doctors, physicians, nutritionists, naturopathic doctors with these patches. And imagine when a naturopathic doctor or doctor hears about these patches and they're open-minded enough to start them, how many thousands of people these doctors or naturopathic doctors then help. And all of that is because of Sandra. So thank you so much, Sandra. And I want to pass the mic to you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Lily. Yeah, my name is Sandra Biskin and Australian born, living in the United States now. And I woke up about 6 years ago and I was screaming in pain, literally. And women can take a lot of pain, but this was beyond what I could take. And my husband took me to the doctor. I had an MRI, and the MRI showed that I had three fully degenerated discs in my lower back and that there was arthritis on a nerve into my hip. If any of you have ever had any kind of nerve pain, you know what I'm talking about. And I looked at these doctors and I said, give me stem cells now. And they just said, we can't. There's nothing left to regenerate. And I was in a bad way because I did not want to live in that kind of pain. But a girlfriend rang me up and said, don't worry, I'm going to patch you up. And I looked at her, I said, you're going to what? She said, oh, yeah, I'm going to patch you up. I said, fine. I would try anything at that stage. And she put patches on me within 1 hour. I had tears in my face, and this time they were tears of joy because I was completely pain-free. And I
Wow.
haven't had that pain ever since. Now, I'm a spiritual medium, a psychic medium, spiritual coach of the last 4 to 5 decades. And can I tell you that my whole mission and purpose is to help end suffering and to actually find a product that is bioavailable to the body without drugs or chemicals or harmful side effects. For me, I felt like I'd been given the biggest gift of all time. And I have dedicated myself to sharing this technology with the world for the last 6 years. And I'm now a senior presidential director in the Lifewave company because I have actually taken myself 1000% behind this product that has integrity, science backed, it works. I've patched thousands of people, not hundreds. I've just seen the miracles happen. So Lily and I are really honored that you are curious enough to come in and want to hear about this incredible healing technology. By the way, I did hear about it 2 years before I had that major problem, and I kept saying no. And now in hindsight, I'm like, oh, wow, why did I do that? I didn't want to wear a patch. I was just not onto it, which is normally not me. So now, 6 years later, I have completely reversed aged by almost 20 years. I've had my blood taken, hair analysis, and my biological age is only 56, and I'm in my 70s. So believe me when I tell you that David Schmidt has created a reverse aging system that works, and I think I'm living proof of that. I'm going to hack to Lily, and she can go through these slides for you.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Sandra. And yeah, 20 years younger than her actual age, I think is pretty profound. Like I'm in my 30s, and if only I could start that now. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here, whether you're live or on the replay. I really appreciate it. We'll talk about the patches. Why is it that they work? How is it that they work? And we're not making any medical claims, not at all, nor giving any advice. But how is it that people through using these, their stage 4 kidney disease after half a year turns into stage 2? How is it that people who are in wheelchairs or using walkers after 8 or 10 months are walker free and get their life back? How is it that, yeah, like Sandra, people literally reverse their age through hair analysis, blood analysis, urine analysis, etc. Their wrinkles start getting lessened. Their muscle mass goes up. That's something that happens after the age of 40 is muscle mass goes down. And so we'll cover how the patch works, and we'll talk about the business opportunity as well. If it feels exciting to you, you can also get the patches today at the end. We will help you with the best protocol. Sandra's been at this. She's helped so many people. The inner nerd inside of me has studied this extensively in the last few months, okay? I went from bedbound, started the patches, and I couldn't believe it. After that, I've studied all of the ailments, which patches to use, which protocols to use, and we'll advise you on which of the best patches to use for your health goals as well. What is this company? Who are we? Who is the inventor? The founder, the scientist is David Schmidt. Over 20 years ago, he was actually commissioned to create something for the US Navy. After that, it was the Navy SEALs. After that, it was the female Olympic swimmers, American Olympic swimmers. Athletes needed less downtime. Healthy athletes would perform better. The Navy SEALs who have to stay sharp, long hours, lots of focus, lots of pressure, their cognition, their brain, their energy levels were just so healthy because they needed something outside of that fourth cup of coffee, right? Anyone with me? Was there something outside of 4 cups of coffee? They needed something other than drugs or harmful chemicals. And they got that through David's technology. So this is not a startup. It's not one of those flash in the pan. Oh my God, everyone's excited for a little bit. And then boom, this has been in the making for over 20 years. And one of the patches we'll talk about is the X39. I believe everyone should be on the X39 and some of the other patches. The X39 took 10 years and over $4 million to bring it forward and to get patents. In fact, the patches we're wearing have over 70 patents in them. Okay. So this, it's not just another little milkshake. I would never talk about it. It's not just another little protein collagen supplement. Those are fine, but these have so many patents in them. Top athletes use them. People with Alzheimer's use them. They feel better. It's profound. Okay. Like I said, guys, I'm in my 30s. I'm not exactly made of millions. Maybe one day I will, but I had spent hundreds of thousands, okay, of my own money after tax. Okay. Any Canadians in here? You get what I'm saying? After taxation, my money into getting better. And I just wasn't getting better, right? You're done. You're sick and tired of it. You're not willing to stay sick. You're not willing to go to doctor after doctor only for them to say, we have no idea. There's nothing else we can do. I was told when my symptoms started in the 2000s, and that's when they're estimating the Lyme actually started. I had insomnia, joint pain, all of it. And all I was told by the doctors was, Do you need some anxiety prescription, anti-anxiety meds? So if you're sick and tired of that and you just want to feel better, not to mention be full of vitality, then yeah, this is the place for you. The patents. This company has won awards for its leadership, for its integrity, and for its growth. It has also been granted over 70 patents just in these patches alone. It is completely unparalleled. And we'll talk about stem cells in a little bit. We'll talk about peptides and copper peptides a little bit. But I can tell you now, everybody else is trying to inject something into you, inject stem cells into you, and that'll cost $20,000 times three, with maybe a chance of it working. Some people who get stem cells injected into them, they end up with tooth cells, teeth cells in the brain, because that's what happens when you inject something. With peptides as well, people are trying to do peptide powder, synthetic this, synthetic that, but none of it even comes close to how this technology works. This technology, with all of its patents, all it is a little sticker. Can you guys see that patch? Here, I'll take it off briefly, right? That's it, very thin. But in this little thin technology, with all its patents, it's got a crystalline structure, and that structure reflects back our body's own infrared and frequencies. With that reflection, certain parts of the brain are activated, certain peptides are activated, mitochondria wake up. Every single disease of fatigue, chronic fatigue, every cancer, Lyme disease, anything with chronic pain is a mitochondrial disease. Now, I won't go into that because I'll talk about that for 60 minutes, but it's a mitochondrial issue, and these patches help with that. And through the stimulation of the peptides, stem cells wake up. Okay. I put the patches on in March. In the first week, my migraine was gone. My depression, if you've had a migraine every day for 2 years, you would be suicidal. I'm just telling you. I was talking to a former client of mine. I doubled his business. He's a physician. And he said, Coach, anyone who's had a migraine for that long would be suicidal. I said, that was me. And within a week, all of that was gone. I couldn't believe it. I was like, are there unicorns in the air? How is this happening? So what really convinced me was the science. And there's been lots of clinical research done on these patches by a variety of people, a variety of universities and research labs. These patches are patented and backed by clinical studies. This is not another little vitamin B pill. This is not another shake of collagen. This has been many years in the making, and it's helped a lot of people. Okay. So have you been patched yet? Because until you've been patched, you won't fully get it. I saw the testimonials before I started in March. I was like, they look amazing. But how many of us in the past have ever truly transformed our health? It's almost unheard of until I got patched. And so some people feel the patch right away and others don't. Like I mentioned, my migraine right away changed. Joint pain went down by 50% in the first month. In March, if I was sitting at my desk, within 10 minutes, my everything, pelvis, lower back, everything would be screaming 10 out of 10 in pain. It was unimaginable. Within days of that, I was able to sit for hours. That's a huge change, right? Yeah, digestion changed, all of that within about 2 months. But some people don't feel these things. And these are the best people sometimes. These are the funniest people because they don't feel anything. 6 months in, they don't feel anything. But their lab results tell them something different. These are the people who said, I didn't feel a thing, but my kidneys, blah, 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 stats got better. My blood sugar for the first time in 30 years stabilized. This went down. Cholesterol got better. And my spouse even tells me, and he doesn't notice anything, my wrinkles have lightened. So whether you feel it within the first couple weeks or month, like I did, or you don't, it is working. Clinically, it's been shown over and over again. Okay. Now here's the not so fun part. The less stem cell activity we have, the slower we heal and the faster we age. You know how 5-year-olds can play in the garden with mom all day and run in the bushes or whatever, and they're completely fine after a little nap? After the age of 30, many of us can no longer do that unless we jack ourselves up with coffee, with this IV, with that infusion, and so on and so forth. All of that is because of a lack of stem cell activity. The reason we age, the reason we get hungover, the reason we're tired, the reason we're sore, the reason we're no longer full of lean muscle, the reason we're puffy is because of a lowered stem cell activity. Now, it's two things. One is biological, and the second is environmental. Biologically, by the age of 30, over 60% of our stem cells have gone dormant. If you have any chronic anything, it's actually a much higher percent. If you have poor sleep, poor digestion, any joint pain, headaches, it's actually a much higher percentage than 60 that's gone down. By the age of 60, over 90%, nearly all stem cells are done. That's biology. The other reason is environmental, and this especially is not your fault. You could be eating organic. You could be filtering your food. You could be doing yoga, sweat lodges, meditation, all of the above, okay? Anyone into that spiritual woo stuff? Give me a yes in the chat. Give me a nod. Yeah, yeah. I see you. I know one when I see one, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And me as well. I grew up in the spiritual community. I've been doing Qigong with energy masters for over 25 years. I knew all the best energy techniques, but it's not your fault. There are so many environmental toxins. It's in the air, it's in the soil, it's in your car seat, and we can't avoid it. All of this reduces our stem cell activity. This is why people have pain of any kind, headaches of any kind, even anxiety, mood issues, nervousness, poor digestion, all of it. Okay? Now that we've talked about the scary, not so fun part, let's go into the science a little bit. Stem cells, we consider them to be neutral cells. And what do we mean by that? They become any cell that your body needs. This is why when we wear the patches, our eyesight gets better. 4 months in the summer, I had to go to the eye doctor. I've had a stable prescription for the last 15 years. My astigmatism got better. I gotta believe it. And so things you wouldn't even expect are going to get better because the stem cells simply become whatever the body needs. This is why people with celiac, I can't say the patches treat anything, but I can say that people with celiac report that they're no longer celiac because the gut lining has changed. Autoimmune issues have changed. Joint issues improve because stem cells become the cells that the body needs. And the caveat is it's got to be our own stem cells. It's got to be stem cells from within our own bodies. And that's what we mean by endogenous. The only way in the world right now to get our dormant stem cells, they got more dormant because of age, but especially because of toxins. The only way in the whole world we can revive those stem cells endogenously ourselves is through the patches. Every other method out there is not endogenous. Synthetic things, things injected, things we have to swallow, they're all synthetic. It's not the same at all. They don't achieve this effect. The problem with these stem cell injections, the traditional stem cell therapy that people think about when we talk about stem cells, is we're injecting millions of foreign things into the body. The body doesn't know how to do that. People end up with stomach cells in their ankles. What good is that going to do? Yeah, that's not terribly good for you. It's not terribly good for you. I know friends of friends who have MS. They've told me horror stories that their doctors was willing to tell them about certain stem cell injections. I won't repeat that now, but the point is nothing compares to the body producing its own stem cells. Nothing in the world. Okay? Because God designed us a certain way. And unfortunately, because of all the things in the air, lack of nutrition in the soil, things in our car seats and carpets and everything, our stem cells have just been weakened. Okay. But when we get the body's own endogenous, its own stem cells to wake up, and we do that through these 70 scientific patents, first-rate athletes perform better. People who want to stay athletic, after their 30s, after their 40s, into their 50s, 60s, 70s are able to now. Muscle mass goes up, bone health goes up, and so many amazing things. This is why once you use it, you get it. You'll get it. So then, moving into how X39 works, like we said, there's a number of patches, right? And Sandra, would you like to take over here?
Sure. I love the fact that I'm taking over when X39 works because when I came into the company, X39 had only just been released. And I kept saying no to patches until I heard about the stem cell activation patch. Dr. Laura Picard did all of the research on copper peptide and proved that copper peptide was really the fountain of youth. David Schmidt worked very closely with Dr. Picard and he created this patch that actually now tells the brain to elevate copper peptide. And the patents and all the clinical studies have proven that within 1 month, sorry, 1 week, not 1 month, 1 week of having this elevation of copper peptide, your body in its unique wisdom is already creating brand new stem cells. And I'm using a word that I have come to understand is the truth about this technology, and that is that we are more resilient. Kids can fall over, they jump up, they get up. We fall over, not so much. The resilience that this gives us is incredible. At 72, I had 2 major falls on concrete. I was bruised and bleeding and not one single bone broken. And that's because X39 had stimulated new stem cell growth within my body. My body was more resilient and I was able to just move through that. My bone density, everything about this body is not the normal 70-plus-year-old body. And this is called phototherapy, or scientific term is photobiomodulation. And it's a nanotechnology. It's in here. It reflects light. So now it doesn't need light. These are a lot of questions that I've been asked. Oh, do I need to go out in the sun for this? No, this is your own light. You are a being of light. Your mitochondria has little motors inside them that throw off photons of light. And we are throwing off photons of light. We all have an auric field, we all have an energy field, and these patches work with that energy field. That when you put it on, what it does is it reflects your own light and energy back into the body, sending messages to the brain, and it activates whatever patch you've got on, it activates that patch being able to do what it needs to do. And remember what's so important about this, there are no drugs, chemicals, or stimulants. It is non-invasive. Nothing goes into your body. Now, I know that's hard to get around going, well, if nothing gets into your body, how does it work? Again, it works by photobiomodulation and information. So I look at this like a mirror that you put on that mirrors back into your body, your own light and energy, and then it sends frequency and information into the brain, and your body in its ultimate wisdom does the rest. Okay, next slide.
Perfect.
So look at the benefits. These are, from my age, these are absolutely true. Increased strength, reduced inflammation, increased stamina, energy and vitality, better mental clarity, restored muscle or skeletal conditions, improved sleep, and improved skin appearance. So you can achieve optimal health, like a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, but it's more than that. There's definitely an emotional component to this, because when you are feeling better emotionally, you're less depressed, less anxious, and the patches have this ability to actually calm the nervous system. And I know we're talking about X39 now, but I'm going to introduce why age Aeon. The
Yeah.
reason I'm doing that is because this is the second biggest selling patch in the world after X39 because of what this patch does. It elevates a peptide that I'm not allowed to tell you what the peptide is, but I can tell you it has a brilliant effect with cancer cells. It stops inflammation. I have a little bit of inflammation in my hands. If my hands get achy, I put one of these on my hand and the pain is gone and the inflammation is gone. And this works with emotional trauma. When I've been working on stage, say, let's say we've got 500 people in the audience, I bring someone up and ask them to think about something that is upsetting you. And when you think about that, give it a number out of 10. You probably can all think about something that's upsetting you. And so if you think about what's challenging you, give it a number out of 10. Most people might say 5, but the unconscious mind will go, no, I'm 10. I'm really upset about this. I'm anxious. I'm ADHD. I've got pain, inflammation. I'm emotionally distraught. I'm feeling trauma. When I put one of these patches on those people and they've actually given themselves a number, had some water, you absolutely have to stay hydrated when you're on this patch system. It needs the water to carry the energy through the body. Everybody goes, oh, what was I worried about? What was the problem? They can't even find the problem. They even go looking for the emotional distortion and can't find it. So can you imagine how powerful that is? And by the way, that happens in seconds with the Aeon patch. I love this, the long-term results. Here, after 6 years, I'm going to say to you that using these patches for a couple of months, yeah, that might be okay. But honestly, when you find something that has this effect, if you love people, it's almost, for me, I feel like I've got and I know for Lily, we have a moral obligation to share this non-invasive, no side effects except feeling better, looking better, and creating a great business. They're the side effects, unlike the ads you see where take this drug, happy people everywhere, and you could lose a limb or die. I go into shock every time I see a big pharma ad. In the first few days, 4,000 of your genes, in other words, over 1/3 of your genes begin to reset back to a younger, healthier, stronger state. And within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. Within 3 months, your collagen is increased, and within 6 months, your heart reverses in age. So, as David Schmidt, the inventor and scientist, says, it's not anti-aging, it's definitely reverse aging. By the way, he might have 70 patents just for X39, but this inventor has over 200 patents now, and you don't get a patent for something that doesn't work. It took him 11 years to get patents for his first lot of patches that are quite phenomenal. It took 11 months only to get a patent for X39. And I've spoken to other scientists and they said that's not possible. The patent office won't do that. And when they look at the patent, they go, oh, okay, because Lifewave and David Schmidt could prove that there was an elevation of copper peptide that was increasing stem cell production within a week. So when you're wearing your patch, you only wear them for 12 hours. You take them off, throw them away. Or if you have a beloved cat or dog, put them on them. They still have a little bit of juice left in them for a little being, and animals respond amazingly. They don't have an ego. They don't have to do what Lily did and do months. I need to know what the science is. I can't wear this without the science. You just put them on them, and all of a sudden, oh, they feel better.
And I've got to say, I did that with my puppy, and she's almost 3 now, but she has not been playful for a while. And that's okay. But I patched her, and I kid you not, this was on her. This wasn't even on me. Within a couple days, she returned to how playful she was over a year and a half before the patches. It was so shocking. As a dog mom or dog parent, to see your puppy be rejuvenated, oh,
Yeah, and wait till you see what happens with horses. There are so many beautiful stories that I could tell you that I've learned over the years. So you throw away the patch after 12 hours unless you're putting it on your pet, and then you put a new patch on the next day. So you repeat the process. It's 12 hours on, 12 hours off to allow the body to assimilate the information and what's actually happening in the body. I actually have 4 different patches on at the moment because I have 4 different challenges that I am dealing with. And so for me, I'm using most of the patch system in order to keep myself balanced, resilient, staying younger and feeling great. My husband has multiple myeloma cancer and Parkinson's. And when he goes down and works with the occupational therapists and physical therapists, they say to him, what are those damn stickers? They must be doing something incredibly powerful for you because you are in a lot better shape than the other people that we're working with dealing with the same thing you are. And I have, after 4 months of having drugs, Daniel started on the patches And a month later, he was in remission. I rang the oncologist. I said, have you ever seen anybody go into remission this fast on your immunotherapy protocols? He said, never. It's amazing.
Wow.
And I also asked them, was it okay if he had an elevation of copper peptide? He said, that's not a problem on any level. So if you know someone with cancer or you've got cancer, you have to know it's not a problem to have an elevation of copper peptide. In fact, it's the opposite. As the cancer cells are being killed, these new cells are coming forward, and they are the new cells. They're not a cancer cell, they're a stem cell. And a stem cell is
Absolutely.
very different from a mother cancer cell. Okay, next slide.
Okay. Oh yeah, I think Nora just popped one in into the yeah. And I can address the latest question actually, Nora. It depends on the person. So if a person has certain health goals, some people use 8. I was really ill. I've actually been chronically ill for 20 years, but people didn't know about it because I kept it hidden and I didn't want it to be my thing at all. But I was ill. I've had insomnia for 18 years. Can you imagine? I thought I was going to flunk out of university because I had to go to school, and eventually I went to a top grad school, top med school, consulting around the world, often on 0 or 2 hours of sleep. So I chose to do a number of patches because I knew it was working. Day one, it was obvious. Why would I postpone getting better? So, for example, the energy enhancers. Anyone who wants more energy, I don't mean coffee. We've been programmed to think or feel that we need energy, reach for the coffee. And coffee, it really hurts your cortisol. It really hurts your nervous system long term. But that's what we've been taught. Real energy, mitochondrial health, mitochondria in every cell waking up, becoming way more efficient. So, whatever you're eating, whatever you're doing, whatever supplements are actually being used. So, the energy enhancer I definitely wear. I've had insomnia for so many years. I wear the nighttime patches. Anyway, Nora, this is a lot of detail for you, but just as an example, it took a while for the insomnia to get better, but 4 months in, I went from 0 to 5 hours, 0 to 6 hours of sleep all this time. Okay, from 2007 until now. About 4 months in on the patches, so this summer, I got consistent 7 hours of sleep.
Wow. Lily, and you've just said something super important, and that is that people will start a healing product, and if they're not getting a result within a week, they think, oh, this doesn't work. However, even David Schmidt says this healing is a process, and the fact that you gave it 4 months and you were diligent and you kept using them, then you got the results. Everybody's body is different.
So here are just a couple examples, okay? So people who have sports injuries, motor vehicle accidents, whatever it is, a torn shoulder cuff, that your knees have worn out, they're bone on bone, knock on wood, car accidents. It's a lot of text, but I'm just showing you these are everyday, regular people who are going through life. But for example, if their bone or their back or whatever was shattered in 3 places, they were patching and they heal way faster than any other patient has that their doctor has seen. On the right here, you see a student athlete, a teenager. His parent, thank goodness, been patching, and his scoliosis, his back, his spine improved. Now he can continue playing sports, which he's done since he was a little boy, without all the excruciating pain. And I just think that's phenomenal because in my case, I was healing from chronic illnesses. Some of you are, right? But not everything is about massive illnesses. Some things are, you are healthy, but you can't prevent the fact that there's an accident. And so, is it about slowly healing over the next year or expediting that? And I think that is really cool. These are just some quick examples of eyesight improving. I just wanted to pull some random examples for eyesight. Now, how many of you wear glasses, wear contacts? Give me a yes in the chats, or have to do reading glasses, or are experiencing some challenges at nighttime or when you're driving. Now, I've worn glasses my whole life. I don't mind it. It's not a disability, but I'm just saying your eyes are terrible. Madison, but you're young. No, it's okay.
They'll improve.
Yeah, they'll improve. Yeah. And I was like, who patches for eyesight? I'm just gonna be fair. Most of us don't patch for eyesight. There's glasses. It's like it's fine. But using the carnosine patch, okay, for y'all, it not only helps reduce brain fog so much. Any one of you have had brain fog, you walk into a room and you can't remember why you were there. And I don't want to scare you. That's not my intention, but it's a spectrum. On one end, there's Alzheimer's dementia. On the other end is brain fog. So we've got to terminate that process of things worsening to the very worst part of it. But carnosine helps with brain fog and it helps with eyesight. I started feeling not good looking at things in the summer, even though I was feeling so much better because of these patches. My intuition was like, I've seen so many people say their cataracts are gone, their eyesight has gone better, their astigmatism, if you don't know, is when your eyeball basically is not perfectly round, it's a different shape. So I went in, saw my optometrist, and my astigmatism has gotten better. Come on, your eyes.
Lily, we've got a question. It's Madison in here, I think,
Yes.
and she'd love to try them because she's talked about the price and it's hard when you have no income. And I think we're going to actually get to the business side of it, aren't we now? So that we can actually help her with that.
Sure, quick
I've
minute,
got
then I'll
the
hand it over. But just wanted to, eyesight for most people is not the most serious issue, but even the serious cataracts get better. Just wanted to show you guys another slide. Kidney disease, stage 4 turns into stage 2. Stage 2 turns into nothing, no problem at all. So whatever it is you guys want, I've lost weight, I'm not puffy anymore. My ankles were so puffy before the patches that even the most comfortable socks, how many of you have experienced that? Left dents all up my ankle. Even the most comfortable little cotton tights left a dent all up my calves. I don't have that anymore. Inflammation goes down, puffiness goes down, digestion gets better. There's so many examples. We couldn't go through them all, but just really wanted to show you guys this. Yeah, okay, awesome. So let's go back.
when it says that X39 supports wound healing and reduction in scars, it's also called skin remodeling, by the way. And I started cooking at 14 for my whole family, and I had burnt scars down both arms from hands in the oven. They've completely gone. And I've had 12 laparoscopic surgeries. Those little scars have gone from around my belly button. Really brilliant. This skin remodeling is what you want. It's actually the outward benefit of what's happening inside your body. And it doesn't matter what age you are, you can see here, it's just absolutely rapid wound healing. I would want every single human being to have these patches in their medicine cabinet. When you start to get a cold, you're going to put glutathione on. When you have an accident, this man at the top here, the 79-year-old man, fell on his granite kitchen bench. Whoa, rushed to hospital, the whole thing. He actually looks better after only 7 weeks than what he did before. Oh, and just acne can be a problem for so many people, not just teenagers, but even people in their older age. I know that there was one major league footballer that David Schmidt gave the X39 patches to, and he got on to give a testimonial about how he'd wrecked his body in Major League Football and he was a mess, arthritis, brain fog, the whole thing. And after using the patches, he was completely different, feeling more vital and alive and able to exercise more. He said, but the thing I love the most, and he got really quiet, he said, I don't have acne for the first time in 60 years. All excited because of this skin remodeling. Do you know anybody with teenager or adult acne, please? All of the thousands of dollars that they spend on trying to get that gone, it will happen with X39. I've spoken about Aeon, and guess what's in pre-launch mode? I will tell you that this X2O water machine is like no water machine on the planet. This machine enhances the water to support collagen production, hormone regulation, bone health, energy, and immune function. It filters out forever plastics, it filters out microplastic and forever chemicals. It infuses the water with hydrogen, which is one of the most healing cells that you could possibly have in your body. And then it infuses the water with these multicolored light frequencies for 45 minutes. And this changes the angle structure of the water. It is just incredible. They've got patents, a lot of patents for this technology. It was after using this only 1 week ago, just to give you an idea, Daniel's cancer cells had been growing, and 1 week of using this water, they plummeted by 50 points. It was pretty incredible. So Lifewave is the #1 growth company in the world in direct marketing at the moment. They've won the Bravo Award 2 times in a row. This company is just going from strength to strength. When other direct marketing companies in the world are going under or they're losing people, like the opposite is happening for Lifewave, because the word's out there. This product works, and it's the most inexpensive, effective stem cell therapy on the planet. So I guess let's ask you, what is your dream life? Because you can't have your dream life if you don't have enough money to have it. You can certainly still have joy and fun without the money, but with the money, you can go on holidays, you can do things for your family, you can just have a lot more fun. So just think about what your dream life is, because this is actually super important to realize that not only as light workers are you going to help other people get healthier, stay stronger, but you actually have the opportunity to have another income stream. And so I don't know that you really need to go through all of these at the moment, but the fact is that it is a direct marketing business. When you share these patches with people, you get paid by the company. The reason why I started sharing was, apart from the fact that as a spiritual mentor, I felt this moral obligation to share them. I wanted my husband and I to be able to wear all of them every day and every night. And in order to do that, I needed the company to pay me. And so I am using the company's payment plan, which is second to none, to actually keep Daniel and I in patches as well as help other people. So if you're saying that you don't have the money to buy these, there's one easy remedy for that, and that is to share them with 4 people. The company will start paying you up to $100 a week. And of course, that more than pays for your own patches. So
And
there are bonuses. There's bonuses for everything. It's a really phenomenal company.
yeah, and I would add that some of you are in this world. I was not. And some of you do know this. I have been propositioned to join people's direct sales, affiliate marketing companies many times. Okay. I've helped so many people double their incomes. That's what I do as a spiritual and business coach, in really good results. So who wouldn't want me on their team? But I've always said, no, I don't want to talk about a product. Enough people do that. I don't deal with that. I've got to say, like I said, you will want to. And if you convene with God, or you talk to the universe, or you meditate, or you're in tune with yourself, you will feel it. Okay. Spirit told me you have to do these patches. Oh, I've tried everything. I've spent so much money. I have to do something else. Yes. And as I was putting it on the first day, didn't think much of it. Spirit is telling me, it's like what Sandra is saying, the moral obligation. You must share. You
Mm,
must share. Because why should people keep living with debilitating back pain?
yeah. If you feel like you would like to try the patches, it is so easy for you to do this. And of course, Lily can help walk you through it. But all you have to do is use Lily's link. I don't know, Donna, can you put your link in the chat if you haven't already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just copy and paste that link, or ask Lily for it again at some stage. But all you do is go in with Lily's link and you click on join. Super easy. Just click on join. And then you have the ability to choose a pack. These are just a pack that the company has made available to you so that you can get your first lot of patches at the cheapest possible prices. And so with a core pack, you're going to get 1X39 or 2X39 and 2 Aeon. That's 2 months worth of stem cell activation for only under $300. So this is a really great pack. But I know a lot of people who are going, hang on a minute, I'm going to start a business. I'm going to be an ambassador for health and well-being, for resilience, strength, and living younger, longer. You would want the premium pack. And of course, if you have a spa or you're a chiropractor, any form of doctor whatsoever, you would want the premium pack because you would want them to be able to sell them retail. So when you buy the premium pack, they go down to about $85. Normally, you sell them for $160, and so you're actually making really great money when you buy the premium pack and sell them. One, Lily's link. Yeah, Lily's link. Two, click join. Three, select the patches that you want. And depending on what you've got going on as to what patches we would suggest that you buy. But the other thing is they give you the opportunity to put an X39 on monthly subscription. Always, please say yes to monthly subscription, because when you do, you will never be without your stem cell patches. I have had so many people call me up and say, "Oh, I've just run out of my stem cell patches. Oh, can you send me some?" I said, "No, I can't. I'm using them." You have to go in, just put them on monthly subscription, one only. And the great thing about this company is you can change it at any time. You can add more patches, you can delete it. Everything is about you and what you want, not what the company wants. I started with a company that was selling really clean cleaning products. I liked them, they were good, but I had enough. I actually had enough for 6 months. And a month later, another box arrives. And I'm like, "Why are you sending me this?" "Oh, because you'll need them." I go, I don't want to pay for anything I didn't order. Take them back. So that company, Lifewave, will never ever do that. You will only ever buy what you use, and you will always get paid if you're active. So setting up an active Lifewave account means that you can start creating a business immediately. By the way, when you have an at-home business, then you can claim your rent, your car payments. My accountant claims every single patch that we use as medical devices. And also, because I have a company, you have to use your own product. So there are lots of perks to do with this company. They work out your 1099 from what you've bought and what you've sold, and they send that to you. So all you do is give that to your accountant, and it's really easy to work this into whatever business it is you have. In my coaching business, thousands of people all around the world, nearly all of my coaching clients are using the patches and loving them. You can see that when you have a consciousness, like an enlightened consciousness, you really want to bring into your life a synergistic product that is going to change the way you show up in the world, emotionally, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And that's what this does.
If it's exciting for you guys to get the patches, click the link right now. We'll talk you through it. And we'll also, myself and Sandra, recommend the best patches for the health goals you have. I know some of you mentioned your eyesight. I know some of you want to feel younger, you want to get more energy. So what you do is you click on the link. Now, does everyone see the link in the chats? Give me a yes.
Yeah. Lifewave.com/the Lily Wang, right?
Yes, yeah, the Lily Wang. Remember, Lily is two L's. And it's easier on your computer as opposed to your phone. So if you're on your computer, yeah, once you're in there, across the top, you'll see towards the right the join button. That's the easiest way to get the patches. It is also the way to get them wholesale. Okay, because why would you pay $160 for something that you can pay at 80 some bucks? So
And
that's
that's
why.
important. If you go to shop, you'll be buying them at retail. If you go to join, you get them at wholesale, which is just incredible.
Yeah, it is. And then the next step is it's going to verify if you've got the right person. It'll say Debbie Wang. That's me. My first name is Debbie. Little Lily is my middle name. I just go by Lily. So don't be surprised. It's just Debbie Wang. That's me. So confirm the 3 kits. Now, after this kit, you can just do a really affordable monthly subscription, okay? But the kit is different because it's a welcome kit. So you don't get this kit every month. The big time spending usually is at this kit, but it comes to the cheapest. Now, like Sandra was saying, lots of people do the premium. That's the one on the right, 1750, but it'll get us up to 40 patches, okay? The carnosine patch for the brain fog, for your cognition, the energy enhancers to help your mitochondria wake up again. Aeon, wonderful. The premium is also the best if you know you're building a business. Like we said, some people make $100 a week. Cool. You get your patches paid for, you get the latte you want any day of the week. You don't even have to worry about that. Other people want to build an empire. And there's people making over 20,000 or 30,000 a week. That's possible too. When I first called Sandra to get these patches, I wasn't planning on spending X amount. I didn't even know about these kits, so I get it. And Sandra said something like, you'll probably want to give these patches away. I was like, no, one step at a time. By week 3, I gave 4 sleeves. Each sleeve has 30 patches, so each sleeve is about the patches for a month. I gave 4 of them away. I couldn't believe it. And I was able to do that because I selected a good welcome kit. Now, the advanced is also very good. It's at 535. Depending on the patches you select, it'll last you a couple months. It just doesn't give you as big of a savings per patch per sleeve that the premium does. That's okay. If advanced is the one for you, that's the one in the middle. If it's the core you want, it's $295. It'll last you about 2 months of the X39 and the Aeon. That'll give you the most basic, simplest protocol. And that's okay too. Honestly, I've seen so many testimonials of people just doing the base protocol. And at month 4 or 6, they have still fabulous results. So if you are
Oh,
constrained by money,
absolutely. Yeah. And the other thing about this, remember that the core package at 295, again, that works out about 150, depending on what state you're in. Obviously, there's 10% sales tax on top of this. However, I think that it's really important to understand that this is the company giving us the advantage to start with. And what I love about this, if you come in at a core package, I wouldn't get 3X39. I'd get 1X39 plus an Aeon glutathione carnosine because I simply know that I wouldn't go a day without glutathione. And however, what the company's doing is I call these promotional upgrades. So let's say you start at 295 and then you think, hang on, I really want a lot more patches and I want to get them the cheapest possible. What you do then is you just go in and you click on upgrade and you get to 595, but you don't pay 535. You pay 535 less the 295. So every time you go to an upgrade kit, whatever you've already bought gets deducted from that, and you still get the brilliant pricing on all of your patches. So the company's doing everything in there possible to make it so that we can get these at the best possible prices. Any questions? Does anyone want to unmute and ask questions? Is that Madison talking about the $25 one?
Oh, I figured out how to unmute.
Hi, darling. This is a great question, the $25 one. So what happens, there is what is called a starter kit for $25, but you don't get any patches for that. You'll still have an active account and you do the $25. After you've done that, you choose your X39, which is $100, right? So then it becomes $125 plus tax and shipping. So that's about half the price of going in and getting the 295. So if your budget's really low and you can afford the 25 plus the 125, probably 140, that will get you started. It will actually get you into LifeWave. And if you go, hang on a minute, I do want to wear these, but I want them paid for. If you just become binary active, that's 2 people, one on your right leg and one on your left leg. Great systems, only 2 legs, right and left. If you get 2 people under you in your business, the company already starts paying you about $50. So a week can pay up to $50 a week, not necessarily, but can. And so it's really easy to start this. So Madison, are you feeling with your budget at the moment, that's where you would start? Yeah, because remember, this is USD and I'm hearing your accent. You guys are in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So like my Canadians, my New Zealanders and Australian friends, this is obviously a different price point for you. So the $25 in Canada, what would that be? $40 or
no,
something like that?
35. Yeah.
39-ish, 35.
Oh, good. I thought it was double. No, that's better. Talk to your family, Madison, because if you could get the family to come in and you all put in for your first thing like core or advanced or whatever, you're all going to be able to use them. And what's so exciting about that, Madison, if you've got a family that says, oh yeah, I want to use them, what I would do is then sign them up under you. Like you create your account and then you get them to sign up under you. So you actually start building with your family. My sister's 78 and I give her X39 every month because what else would you give your sister apart from stem cells? So they're her birthday, anniversary, Christmas, Easter, they're every present under I love you present. Once a month, she gets X39. And boy, does she look brilliant and stronger. And at 79, she started going to the gym since she used
Ooh.
X39. And I've signed her up in my team. And so she gets the patches that way. But truly, if you're going to love these and try them, you should try them and get them under your belt. And actually, you're invited to come to our free Patch Me Up, hashtag Patch Me Up Babe Facebook group every Tuesday at 1 p.m. Pacific, which you have to ask to join it. It is private because we do talk about things that we can't talk about on social media. By the way, this technology is so profound that the FDA has said we're not allowed to use the word stem cells, pain, or inflammation. That's for doctors only. So obviously, this is not going live anywhere else except for one-on-one with all of us, but you can send this PowerPoint to people that you know and have them watch this as well. But the thing is that when you realize that you've got something that no one else has got and you can make a business from it and you can really help people, it's worth saving up just to start. Like even if you have to save up and start on the $25 pack, great. It doesn't matter. You can still get to manager. You can still build a business.
Yeah, and that's such a good point, Sandra. And thank you, Madison, for your question because yes, I do a number of patches. And yes, I went from not able to walk half a block. That was me in March to I'm hiking for an hour and a half. So I use a number of patches because I needed to, and I was doing that. But I've learned it's better to start even at the most basics. Madison, let us know if what Sandra was explaining to you about the $25 makes sense. You do the $25, then you go in and select your patches. It's cheaper in terms of price, but it's not, how do you say it? The savings aren't like the savings are through the three that you see in front of us, the core advanced premium, but it's okay. Even if you only did the X39 and Aeon, it'll be amazing. Some people, because they don't have food on the table, they only do the X39. I do really recommend 39 with the Aeon, but no matter.
Exactly.
No matter.
And I really want to thank you so much, Nora and Jo Marie, for being here and staying with us.
And Nora did have some questions.
Yes, thank you for you guys.
I think the next step is for Madison to speak to her family, get them excited about, you've got the link, Madison. Lily's the one that can help you walk through this because Lily, you know how to help someone sign up, don't you?
I do, but I don't know much about the $25 version.
Exactly the same as the core and all of the others. You just, instead of pressing that, you press $25 and then you buy your patch. So there's not a problem with it. You'll get it easily.
Sandra, did you have your pain without being an accident or trauma or whatever? The nerve pain you experienced 6 years ago?
That was when I was 66.
Hmm?
And I had spent my whole life in the fashion industry and the hospitality industry, lifting heavy things. So I thought I was Superwoman, obviously.
Oh,
But I spent
yeah.
my life lifting things. I also had my own fashion shops and I was wearing 6-inch heels to work.
That's why.
I have 6-inch heels. I'm up here like this. I'm carrying heavy clothes. By the time I got to 66, and I'd had a couple of skiing accidents. I was known as Snoopy on the fields because I went so fast. And I had a few accidents where I whiplashed my back. Nothing at the time, younger, stronger, more resilient. But by the age of 66, all of that had caught up with me. It was an overall, in time, it started happening.
Yeah. So the second question is, does it work and stimulate body even if they're a part of body taken off? If you know someone who have a surgery, remove a colon, stomach, all this stuff.
Yep. It's great. Like, obviously, people have parts of their body removed, right? However, this system helps the body compensate for all of that. And I know somebody, a friend of mine, who had part of their kidney removed, started on the patches. They're just in great shape now. And they're still, everything's working perfectly for them. So it really helps the organs that are there. Also, energetically, even though we've had something removed, I'm getting a bit spiritual here, but energetically, that's still there. So when you've got this environment that supports the energy side of things as well as the physical side of things, what's make this so potent? So yes, the answer is yes, it will help.
Nice. How many patches we can use at the same time?
At the moment, as I said, I've got 4 on. My husband's got 6 on. They're all different types. However, you can also double up. With Aeon, you can wear 2, 3, and 4 of these at once. People who've had migraines, any sort of emotional trauma, wear these. My grandbabies lost their father last
Yeah.
December, and they were really in a bad shape. David Schmidt sent them 6 months worth of Aeon patches, and every night these little 3-year-old and 7-year-old would put them on their forehead, and they'd wake up in the morning feeling calm, relaxed, more focused. The trauma, it just took the trauma out of it. Yeah.
And Nora, since you asked, yeah, I do wear double the Aeon. So I wear 2 of the
Yeah.
Aeon when I wear them. Then the next night I do 2 of the carnosine because Aeon reduces oxidative damage. I think everyone should be on the Aeon. I don't know if you have brain fog, Nora, but
Yeah, of course I have.
of course you have it.
Carnosine at night, right here, darling.
So carnosine, yeah. So then I do 2 of the carnosine, and I alternate. One night Aeon, one night carnosine.
He was a police officer and he got beaten up so badly and he was in so much pain he wanted to kill himself. And
Oh my God.
yes, it was really bad. I got him onto the patches and he put 4 sets of Icewave. His back. After 4 months, the pain started to go. After 8 months, he was pain free. But I tell you this because, first of all, it was multiple patching, but secondly, he didn't give up. He didn't see pain relief immediately, but he continued with it. He had faith in it. He knew it was his last resort. When I met his mother in Canada, she came up to me and whispered in my ear, "Thank you for saving my son's life." He had a gun in his mouth at one stage.
Wow.
And so,
Interesting.
yes, yeah. Jo Marie, do you have a question, darling? No?
Jo Marie, she's helping at someone's event, but she really wanted to tune in.
Oh, Jo Marie, you are Superwoman. That's fantastic. I just want to say thank you, Lily. You've done a beautiful job with this. And I think that when you create an account with Lily, you do get me and you do get a whole team of wellness practitioners and natural therapists. You get this team of incredible people who've been using the patches and have the best, most inspirational stories you will ever hear. It is a very high frequency community. And quite frankly, right now, we all need a positive, high frequency, loving, supportive community. And so when you decide to use these patches, you get all of this for free. You get your free website, you get the free app, you get all of us. I have so much love and support.
Its
So,
whole community looks so great.
darling, the community is second to none. Going through what I'm going through with my husband, those calls on a Tuesday in this community have kept me sane, kept me balanced, and kept Daniel and I both with a lot of hope and faith in our hearts.
Happy to you and happy for Lily because she's had some relief and gave me some hope also with my case.
Yes, Nora, what are your challenges?
Lily, can you say? I'm gonna start forget. One of them is early Alzheimer, actually. I'm 29, but with multiple
Alzheimer's.
of problems since
She's
they
20.
took my stomach.
Nora, I
Yeah.
didn't know you were 29. My gosh.
Okay.
Alzheimer's.
Nora, they took your stomach. Did you have
And
cancer?
then I lost my muscle, I lost my memory, my hair, loose skin. And after 5 or 6 years, I had COVID. And since then, I lost my ability to live a normal life. I'm bedridden at home.
All right, darling, you need these. You need them.
Yeah.
I'm going to say with what you've been through, you need to commit to a minimum of 12 months and you need to say, okay,
Yeah, I know. I
I'm-
told Lily it's not miracle. So
no, we can help you with get that miracle, darling. And we can also help you get into a group with all of these people that can also help you with lots of other things. Let's turn your situation around because I can tell you that's no way to live. And
of course,
I am so happy that you are here now because you are going to be a very different person. Let's get your level of joy
hopefully.
and happiness back. Let's get you out of that bed and living life again.
Yes, and breathing again and focusing again. Thanks.
Exactly. And Nora, what we'll do is, if you want to start, let us know, because I think
Of
it will be
course.
important for us to help her with what patches to get. When she says, I want
Yeah.
to breathe again,
Lily helped me so much with what patches I will take.
Actually,
Mhm.
Sandra, I typed it in the chats. Those are my
Mhm.
initial thoughts. What do you think?
absolutely. I think this is great. Carnosine, no stomach, definitely needs carnosine. I would start with those, Nora, and then we can massage it. After that, let's relook at what's happening for you. You'll start to see little shifts, right? And
Yes.
is it in your budget to start with the 295 or the 535?
Since everything is ready, I will let her know to order for 3 months.
Nora, we were chatting Thursday and you said you needed a few days
Yes.
to arrange
Yes,
things.
until everything is and my money is ready, I will let you know because I'm interested to ready.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nora, I am so happy, and Lily, I am so happy for you that you
Thanks.
actually came onto this call and that you met Lily. I'm going to be sending you a lot of love and healing energy, and I'm going to see this working.
Yeah, must need. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And thanks for Lily, because if she didn't share her story, I wouldn't reach this meeting.
I know, Lily, thank you for being the light worker that you are. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who is on the call and who has been on the call and had to leave. And for every of you who are watching the replay, I want you to expect your miracle and expect to actually fall in love and become as passionate about this technology as we are.
TikTok, it's so cumbersome. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's so awkward to text.
Yes.
But if you book a call, if you click that link right now, my calendar,
Yeah, I click it. Yeah,
yeah,
I click it to see.
yeah,
Yeah, because
yes, spot. And then when the funds are in, we can hop on the call and I can help you select the patches. Okay?
Same for you, sweetheart. And Jo Marie, if you're interested, anybody else, just reach out to Lily. She's going to give you the link to connect with her now. Lily can do this again in another month or a couple of weeks. If you guys want to invite people in, please let us know. I have other slide decks that I really love that I'm going to give Lily as well so that she can do slightly different presentations for you.
Totally. And don't take this as pressure, Madison, Nora, Joe, and every one of you on the replay as well. But some people, they just know when God speaks to you, you just know. So some people make a couple $100 before the patches even arrive because they know.
They start sharing them. That's right.
Yeah, so you can get them paid for no problem. Thank you so much. This, like I said, business consultant. I used to only deal with $10,000 price points. I would never do a product, but it's like I said, and you have no choice because God is speaking to you. And as you embark on this, like Sandra said, your life will change. You not only have me, but you have a master. Sandra's helped so many people, including doctors and surgeons, in their practices with these patches. And the last thing I would say is not changing is going to cost you.
That's
of
right.
course.
I heard about these patches last year. Do you remember what I said about when I started? I started this year. But I didn't start because I was like, I've gone to the top schools. I've even gone to medical school. My family's in holistic healing. I know all the things.
Yeah, it's hard to.
But the
Right.
reason I didn't do it was because no one explained. No one said there were patents in this. No one showed me testimonials. So that's why I wanted to show this to you. And it's going to cost us something to not change our life, our energy, our passion in life. And it's going to cost you something to change. When you do these patches, when light bulbs were invented, there were naysayers. This is not real. This is not good. We should not be using light bulbs. We have to only use candles. There are naysayers with these patches. It's going to cost you something to believe when others don't yet believe. In 15 years, they'll believe, definitely, just like how it took some people 15 years to believe in the validity of a light bulb. But for those who wait 15 years, the naysayers, some of your friends might be those people that'll have been 15 years of their life lapsed. So it's going to cost you something, that courage to do it and that consistency. But you know what? You've got the courage. You want to help people and you want to live more fully. That's why I talk to you. I can't help everyone, but I can help people like you. So thank you so much for being on here.
Of course.
I'm so excited to see how things unfold for your health.
Yes, thank you. And I'm hopefully to share my relief story next time.
Yes, I love you. God bless.
Thank
God
you.
bless you both. Bye.
Bye.